Hey, we are live again weekly. This is a lot of fun. Big shout out to Blake, who closed first deal today with the training. Hey, he's got to do the thing, right? You got to do the thing. William in the place, and my good friend Bill, sunny Oregon. Great speaking to you earlier, and none other than Leslie in the place. Tom is here as well. Early. You guys are early. We're just getting started. This is, it'll be a lot of fun, but I've aligned this to the arc of success. So if you don't know about the arc and the arc of success, then there's a few replays and a few bits and pieces lurking about. The best place to get all of the information is in the school group, which is school.com/Danny. I'll try and turn up the lighting in this place a little bit as well, so we get a little bit more illumination as we move, as keep us going. Hopefully you guys are safe and well. Let us know where you logged in from. Let us know whereabouts in the world you are, and we're going to get this started. This is my too simple script. So do you want a complicated script or do you want a simple script when it comes to making some money online? And this script is really, when I think about it, it's generated me more money than most things. And it works wonders as long as it's compliant with where you are in your success journey. So if you're right at the beginning and you're just starting out, this is something that you might have to ease into a little bit. But for most folks watching this, you should be at a point where this is going to be relevant. And I want this to be relevant for you so that when the time comes for you to use this, you've got the tools and you're fully equipped and you're ready to go. And you only need a basic social media account to do this. So you don't need like a funnel builder or some kind of CRM or anything crazy. It's just you can do it on your phone, simple script that you can remember. It's like so easy that you can remember it. And it's nothing to do with like high ticket closing or appointment setting or spending hours creating content or posting like crazy or doing anything insane. Simple script. Use it when the time comes and it will pay off for you. That's the game plan, right? So if that sounds good, let me know in the comments. Let me know this is working. Everybody can hear me as well. Let me know if you've got the sound. And feel free to share this around as well. Nobody needs to sign in or log in to get access to this. It's literally danny.show. And there's some buttons at the side. You can press, you share, good to go, right? So I'm going to get into this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Probably on for, I don't know, 60, maybe a little bit longer, 70 minutes. Good. Everything's ready, right? So this training is going to show you how to tap into existing pools of hopefully your ideal customer. And you can pretty much sell anything with this. You can sell any product, you sell any service. And even if you've only got like one social media account or you've not even been successful online, just leveraging the script and using it for what it is, not trying to overcomplicate it, not trying to overthink it, and making sure that you're just ready and you're equipped to go when the opportunity arises. So this works by opportunity as much as it does by design, and you'll see what I mean as we move through. So you stick around to the end. I've got a copy of the script, obviously you're going to get that, and you'll also get some guidance. There's no need to take notes or remember a big bunch of stuff. I'll put the slides up in New AI group and in my school group as well, so you'll be able to follow up with those, and there will be a replay for as long as it's available. It might be a few hours, it might be longer, so make sure you try and stick around to the end. I'm not quite sure when I take the replays down, but the notes and stuff will go in school. And like I said, school.com/Danny. You can get into school for free, and there's a bunch of cool stuff going on in there, right? Sound like a plan? So I'm kind of figuring out, like, where does the majority of my money come from? It generally originates one way or another through Facebook, right? And the chances are you are sat on a potential business gold mine if you just understand how this works. And I've been explaining this to people, day in, day out for a long time. And some people just don't believe it. Some people don't get it. And some people just want to overcomplicate things. Everybody you ever need to talk to make money is on Facebook. It's one of the oldest, most trusted social media networks that's a must-have, right? It's not like a new emerging thing like Clapper that you're like, oh, what even is this thing? It's kind of established and it's one of the biggest. It's the most well known, and people can make a lot of money from sharing and content creation. There's some very useful tools on Facebook that are all absolutely free, right? All absolutely free. And thinking about where does the money originate, not necessarily where the money's made, because it might go through school or it might go through a funnel or it might go into Stripe or it might be done on a call, but it likely originates from Facebook. And I want to show you how, right? So all that thought, doesn't matter which platform the money goes through in the end. You've got to understand that it originated or can originate on Facebook. And I've got a folder with a big bunch of stats in there, right? All sorts of screenshots of all sorts of money that's been made in all sorts of different accounts, from JVZoo to ClickFunnels to Stripe to like old fashioned platforms I can't even remember the name of, Shopify, and a big bunch of other cool stuff that I've done over the years. I pulled a selection of these out to not only illustrate the fact that money can be made, show you some numbers, but also for me to think, yeah, that was actually originated from Facebook. Even in our fishing e-commerce business, our Facebook group, you know, 16,000 people still in the group now. There was 20,000 in at the peak. That did over $4 million in sales collectively when you kind of add it all together and you go into all of the finer details. That was all originated from Facebook. Now, it might have gone through ClickFunnels or Shopify or whatever, but money will originate from social media like you wouldn't believe. Now, the other big statement that I need to make is that generally I don't run paid ads. So I'm not running a big bunch of paid media all the time to my offers. So even if you're not ready for ads, Facebook is a potential source of revenue for you, your business, now and into the future. Does that make sense? Hopefully this is working. Somebody give me a sign. Somebody give me a signal that it makes sense. You can see the screen. You're excited. You've got a Facebook account, right? Is there anybody in the chat who doesn't have a Facebook account? Like, let me know. If you've not got a Facebook account, let me know. Maybe it's time to go and sign up. But I would imagine that most folks here have got a Facebook, right? So if you've got one and you are prepared to put a little bit of time and effort in, not millions of hours, sweat pouring off you, you know, you've got a Facebook account, you're prepared to put like 30, 40 minutes a week in, then if you're willing to do that, your chances are you can earn some money for your business. Does that make sense? So I can see a few people anyway. So we know this is working. This is a new platform that I've been using. I'm not going to tell you what the platform is. I'm not going to show you the platform. But one post, this same script I'm going to share with you in one day generated $19,669. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to make a bean with this. You might have to practice for a while. You might not make anything. There's no guarantee. But I know the potential, because this is a result. One post, one script, one day. So if you imagine you could do a 10th of that, right? You could do, even look at it this way, you could do 10 posts over 10 days and use the script to make a fraction of what's on that screen right now. How big of a shift would that be in your business, right? Because I see people in Facebook, in groups and communities talking about, hey, I made, 10 sales this month, and they're super excited and super happy. I'm excited if I get one sale, like anytime, whether it's a few dollars or thousands of dollars, or it's a big payday like this, right? So with one post, one script, one day, it's going to make a big shift for you and your business, right? And you've got to understand this is possible. And you've also got to give yourself the chance to explore this. So if you're willing to explore it, put explore or put a 1 in the comments so you can kind of make a commitment to yourself. Now, back in 2017, I spoke at an event in Jamaica with a good friend of mine. That was me in 2017. The beard wasn't as long, and you know, we did the thing. I was traveling all over the world. I was with Les Brown for a week. It was a lot of fun. And the conference that we spoke at, you can see the picture in the middle. This was 1,200 Jamaican business owners. And I had to kind of rack my brain of like, where do I go with this? I'm, going on before Les Brown. Leslie's waiting in the wings, and, he's going to come on and do the motivational piece. I prepared my presentation a few days before, and for some reason it got wiped off my computer, and it was like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. So the night before the actual event, I had to rebuild this thing. And look, I was on the stage for 30 minutes. There's a video somewhere on YouTube. You can go and find it. And in that 30 minutes, I need, I don't know, maybe 50 slides. I changed the presentation at the last minute based on the things Les had been telling me and the things that the other group of folks who were with us in the house, we all stayed in the house together, all of the people kind of influenced the presentation. And it was amazingly successful. The topic of the presentation was, you are one conversation away, right? You literally are conversation away. Now, you've heard the expression, you're one funnel away. You could be many things away, right? But you're one conversation away from most sales. In fact, I don't know any selling that happens without a conversation, because a conversation could be a one-way conversation between you and the person watching a video at the other side of the screen, where you talk to them long enough that it sinks in, and they might ask you a few questions on a direct message or in a support ticket or something like that. It's still a conversation. The internet enables conversation. And even in 2017, before that, conversation was such an important thing for me and my business. Make sense? Getting it, right? This is like a joke, but would you ever believe it that you could actually talk to another person and get money? Who would have heard of such a thing when you've got AI and all of this complicated stuff, right? Conversation comes before anything, right? It totally comes before anything. And so many people will overlook conversation. They want to sit at the computer and type stuff. They want to create stuff. They want to go on ChatGPT. Having a conversation with AI is not the conversation you need to have to make the money. You need to talk to human beings, because until AI has its own credit card, humans are the one who sanction the funding for the deal, right? And if you want to position yourself where you can create 19,600 or whatever it is in a day or more, then you've got to get used to having the conversations. Okay, that makes sense, right? Quite often, instead of having conversations, we build a bunch of stuff that no one ever sees. Anybody build some stuff that nobody's ever seen? Or we think we need to buy some stuff and then we don't use it, or we fail with it and it doesn't work, and then we blame ourselves for failing, and we end up in this crazy like loop that just makes us feel bad. Anybody ever feel like that? It's like people feel like that, right? It's like, oh man, I keep doing this stuff and it's not working and it's never going to work. There's people out there who've spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands and years upon years upon years. And I can name names of people going back to before 2017 and for as long as I can remember. There is a weird thing that humans do, and they put it down to procrastination or shiny object syndrome or imposter syndrome or some kind of syndrome, whatever. I don't believe in any of that stuff, right? If you focus on conversation, you can unlock everything. So if you're ready to kind of move away from that, and I hope that wasn't you, Bill, that spent 270,000 and only made $30, but it's true. Like, don't try not to get yourself into that situation, right? There's an easier way, but you've got to be prepared to either talk with your mouth or type some stuff to another person in a message. Is there anybody here who can't type in a message because you're typing in this chat, right? Even if your mouth doesn't work, you can still hopefully type. That guy. So hopefully you're ready to kind of move away from doing stuff, buying weird things, not making progress. And I want to show you in a minute, like what I do and how I do it. But before I get into that, I really have to just like concrete what exactly success looks like and make sure you understand how success works and the goal, right? And what I'm about to show you is based on 25 years of conversations with other humans, right? So this is going to be very useful to kind of preface the teaching and the script and how to use it and all of the things. Everybody clear with that? Making sense so far? So, shameless plug, new book called Arc of Success. And in the book, I talk about belief being a doubt, which is important. We'll get to that in a second. But success itself is not a series of steps. It's a series of permissions that you can only unlock or pass with proof and certainty. Belief gets you a little bit of the way until you believe something else, and it causes a bunch of problems and doubt. And that is a big driver in all of the syndromes. Success, where you know that you've actually got permission to proceed because you've done a thing and proven it, is a different story. And I want to kind of illustrate what that means, right? So the book's available. Check out the book. It's so important that you understand that belief is fundamentally a doubt. And marketers will set out to make you believe that their thing is the best thing. And if you believe that their thing is the best thing, your chances are you're going to give them money, right? It's a hope and belief. You can't build your business on that, right? Because if you're in the business of making people believe, they're only going to believe it for as long as they do. At some point, they'll believe something else and they never shop with you again, right? And that's a problem. So just think about that. It's deep. Think about it. I kind of want to show you the facts that matter. We're covering the Arc of Success in detail. We're live every Tuesday in the school group and all of the things. But these are the facts that matter, right? Not the matters of fact. And whether you accept them or not will come down to time. Just don't leave it too long. This is important, because if you spend $270,000 and you only make $30 back and you're still continuing down the wrong path, that's not good for you. So bear in mind what I'm showing you based on years of experience, and I know that this works. That's you on your path to success with your big dream, right? And I'll make it any clearer than this, right? Karen's in the chat. Check this out, right? And just focus in on this. So if that's you with a big dream, and success is at the other side of the arc, would you believe it? The arc of success, right? You can see the gates to success. But what you've got in the way are a series of other gates, and you can't get through them without being able to prove to yourself and to others that you have the permission to go through, that you've done the basic things before you do the advanced things. Does that make sense? That's you. There's the goal, the other side. There's the gate. Everybody got this, right? That's the gate, one of the gates to success. You can't go around it. You can't go over it. If you do, you might fall off. And if you fall off, the cost of getting back to the starting point is increasingly more expensive. That is shiny object syndrome, where you dive over the side to catch something and it takes you 6 months to climb back up because you chose the wrong direction. The thing that you dived over to try and get might not necessarily been the wrong advice. It's just that you tried to get it too soon. Making sense? To get through the gate, you just need proof. You need to be able to see it in your hand, right? And when you start to understand what these proofs are, you know which key to turn in, which lock to open, which gate to get you through. And I talk about this all the time, right? It's exciting stuff. Funnels, everybody knows what a sales funnel is. That's something that you would do around gate 4 of the arc of success. That's in a stage of success where we create signals to attract attention, right? You don't do that at the beginning before gate 1, because if you do, you spend a big bunch of time building all these exciting funnels and they don't work. And then you say, oh, I need to build another funnel, or I need a new script, or I need this thing, and I need to change this widget, or I've got to change my software. And in reality, funnels work. Funnels always worked. You're just trying to use them at the wrong time. Make sense? Paid ads. Well, if you try to run paid ads before you've got through the first gate, never mind when you built a funnel, where are you going to send the traffic to? People are doing the right thing at the wrong time, totally out of sequence. And this is what's causing big problems. So bring it right back to zero. Don't create an offer until you can do the basic fundamentals, what I'm going to show you in a second, right? So all of the activities that people think they need to do in business have got their own stage on the arc of success, and you're actually not allowed to do them if you've not been through the gate that precedes them. And when you look at it like this and you get it and you think, oh man, well, actually, I shouldn't be touching any of that stuff right now. I'm not allowed to touch any of that stuff right now. I just need to focus on this. Quite often that leads you to believe that, oh man, I'm not making progress. But in reality, you're making more progress, staying focused, getting through that one gate than you ever would chasing a big bunch of stuff that you're not ready for. Structure is something that people don't have, but then they're trying to make a funnel. How does that work? And when you look at it like this and you think, well, it's not what order do these things come in, it's what order am I allowed to use them? If you frame it like that, man, everything changes. To get through this first gate, you need to be able to do a simple test and prove that it works. What better test than to go out there into the real world and talk to 5, 10, 15, 20 people about your business? Conversation is a key to that first gate. There's a few other things, but conversation is the biggest driver. And so many people who come to me and they ask me for, I need a funnel, I need a website, I need an app, I need AI, I need all these things. They've not even had a conversation with another living soul about the venture that they are about to undertake. They have a big idea, but they've never had a conversation. They've talked to AI, but that isn't the conversation to have. You need to talk to other humans. And if you talk to them in a certain way, you can move them from where they are now to where you need them to be to potentially buy something in the future when you've done your test and you've got your structure and you've got a logical offer and you've built a funnel and you can run some ads. But if you're trying to run ads and you've never had a conversation with anybody, turn them ads off. That's why they're not working. Ads work at the right stage. They won't work if you're not ready for them. Conversation should be happening all the way through. It's not just 5 people you talk to and then you think, yes, I'm through the gate. There's no such thing as a business that doesn't talk to other people. Even if you're leveraging a fake AI persona, a faceless business, people will still message the account. You still have to answer them. Something has to answer them. And if you want a sustainable business with 5-star reviews, it makes sense that you don't automate the human-to-human contact. Hold that thought. In the last few weeks, I've spoken to 27 people out of more. Only 3 were having real conversations with real humans. Most folks were trying to pitch some stuff or they were busy doing stuff. And when I say they were doing stuff, they were like, well, I don't know, I'm just doing stuff. And it's like, well, are you like talking to people? Are you having conversations? Are you like, no, I'm just doing stuff? Don't get caught in that trap. Combinations of doing the right thing at the wrong time and doing stuff and not talking to people is just keeping you worse off. And it's not imposter syndrome, a shiny object, or gurus, or algorithms, or marketing BS. It's doing things out of sequence. That's got to change. So let's just prove that if you pass zero and you prioritize conversation before you deploy any of the things that I'm going to show you, and let's make sure that you're having some conversations with real humans as part of this process. That's where you've got to be. You've got to be honest with yourself. So don't try and rush this. If you think, man, I'm not having any conversations with anybody, like join the school group, find out more, take the quiz, maybe jump on a call with me, understand exactly where you are on the arc of success, be honest, admit that you're not allowed to know, cancel a big bunch of this crazy stuff that you might be signed up to, and let's get you away from zero. But once you've proven that you've passed zero and you're off the mark, start to use this script. Is that a deal? Everybody gets it, right? Now, you might be thinking, why is there an extremely big fish on the screen? It's crazy, right? Most importantly, this big carp is going to actually teach you how to get paid online. And it's going to show you how to use social media in a simple script, right? So the carp is my conduit for success today, right? Is everybody excited for this? Doug's with us as well, super excited. So this big fish is a symbol of success today, right? And you've got to understand that as long as you're not stuck doing stuff and you acknowledge where you are and you've moved away from zero and you're having real conversations with people, you can start to deploy this and you can start to reap and leverage the rewards, right? We don't eat the carp. That's the second thing. In the UK, you put them back in the water, somebody else can go and catch them, right? But anyway, the carp is important. I want to show you 3 secrets. And I want to use this fishing analogy quite liberally throughout this, right? So you might get sick of the fishing thing. Well, look, fishing's fun, right? As long as you're putting them back and you're looking after them. It was a lunker. 3 secrets to using the simple script that I'm going to give you. And some of this will hopefully give you like a aha moment where you're like, oh, I see it now. And when you see it, you can go out there and you do it and you can make some money, right? That's the plan. Number 1, your fish, your customer is on Facebook and they're happily swimming around right now and they're feeding, just like that big fat carp was feeding on my bait. Your customers are out there on Facebook right now gorging on other people's offers. You don't have to look too far on Facebook to see an ad or an offer or somebody trying to sell some stuff, right? And your customer is feeding on that stuff. They're buying that stuff. They're pulling out the wallet. They're getting caught by the other fishermen around the place, or fisherwomen, the anglers, right? Who make a lot of McDonald's fish sandwiches. Number 2, you already have the tools to go and catch yourself 1 or 2, as long as you're not stuck at zero doing stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, right? You're just pressing things for the sake of it and buying a bunch of crap. As long as you're in that talking, conversing, you kind of understand where you're going and you've got a bit of orientation, then this will work for you and you've already got the tools. Don't overcomplicate things. Just be aware of the arc. Beware the arc. Follow the path. If you get stuck at a gate, question, am I doing something too soon? Chances are you are. Release it. Figure out how to get through that gate, right? Makes sense? Third one is like really exciting. This is one that just makes people go, oh. This is one thing that will trip you up and it will break your success sequence if you don't understand it. I want to show it you, make you realize it. And when you realize it, then you know what to do instead. When you see number 3, just let me know in the chat, right? Because everybody sees this and they go, Danny, I can't believe I've been like seeing this all wrong. Look out for number 3, right? So 1, 2, 3. let's get into it. So proof number one, secret number one, your customer is on Facebook and they're happily swimming around just like that big old fish and they're feeding on other people's products and services. So the question is, can you categorize your customer? Think about that for a second. Is, oh, Danny, you crazy? Well, that fish I've just showed you was a carp, right? It was a carp. There's also bass, salmon, trout, perch, zander. Has anybody heard of a zander? That's kind of a weird thing. Barbel. There's a big bunch of different types of fish. Tuna, sea fish. There's all sorts of fish, right? So you can categorize the fish. Can you categorize your customer? Think about that, right? Can I categorize my customer? If you can put your customer in a category, Facebook will have done that for you a long time ago. Because Facebook likes categories, because that's how they make their money. They sell ads to companies and they show those ads to the categories, right? Facebook's ahead of the curve with this, and they've got the AI and they've got the systems and they've got the teams to do the work for you, right? Zanders. We're getting into the fishing. Maybe we should just have a fishing club and everybody goes fishing. That's for a different day, right? Maybe for the inner circle meetings, we can go fishing. Chris is here. Good. Late but present. So we're just getting into this. Can you put your customer into a category? And the answer is probably yes. Most likely yes. Right? For example, go to your Facebook and at the top left, there's a little thing that says search Facebook, right? This is not rocket science, but so many people are overlooking it doing stuff, trying to build some crazy funnel or build some crazy system, and they've overlooked this piece, right? So take note. Go to Facebook, click on the search thing, type in a category. In this case, I typed in make money online. You could type fishing, you could type real estate, you could type food, you could type clothing, fashion, pickleball, like athletics, I don't know, sewing, knitting, computers, AI, cameras, photography, like football, soccer, fishing, every type of fishing, like sailing, like how many different things do you want to come up with, right? There's a category for everything. 100%. And if there's not, man, are you in the right niche? If it's not categorized already on Facebook, type it in. Come down to this thing that says groups, and then you'll see a big bunch of groups. I type make money online, and there's groups out there that have got 148,000 members, 68,000 members, 15,000 members, 31,000 members, 33. These are categories that Facebook has allowed and people have put themselves into for you. Your fish are swimming in their own pools, and they've done the hard work for you, easier than it is to run an ad. How many people in this chat right now are in a Facebook group? Everybody. How many people in this chat right now leverage Facebook groups on a day-to-day basis to make money? Not everybody. When you go into these groups, you will find posts. And these posts have people reaching out for help, people who are so fed up, people who need this thing, people who want this thing. There's a couple of different types of people, right? There's people who need help and they know it, and then they will go and seek help. And then there's people who need help and they don't know it. And when somebody points it out to them, they're like, oh, crap, take my money, right? Facebook groups generally have the first. A big bunch of people in these groups who need help with the software, they need help with the system, they need help with the app or the trading, or they need help like understanding a verse from the Bible or whatever the group is, right? There's people out there that need help with stuff, and they go to the pool of like-minded folks. They're swimming with the fishes of their own kind. The people in the sailing group typically are not in the Formula One group. There is some crossover. Some people are in several different types of groups. They have hobbies, but you get the idea, right? The meat eaters might not be in the vegan group and vice versa. So you can almost guarantee that a group is quite consistent in its membership, that when you go in there, there's a bunch of folks who like the thing that you are hoping to sell in the future. The carp fans are not in the Xander group. And that's a great point, Doug, because typically, no, they won't be. Carp anglers will stay in the carp group. The tench angler will stay in the tench group. The roach angler will stay in the roach group. If there is a little bit of crossover, then those people are very unlikely to participate, because when somebody turns up in a big carp group with a little fish, they get pointed in a certain direction. They possibly get laughed at, right? Or they get ridiculed. And that's not me saying go ridicule some folks. It's the way of the world. And imagine the red team guy is in the blue team group showing off his red shirt. You can see how well that would go down, right? Use your imagination. Groups are generally the people that it says they are. And you can be surprised what you're going to find when you dig into this. And there's quality groups and then there's terrible groups, right? So a good group, go and look for groups that have got high numbers of posts. You take a screenshot of this, write this down, right? Lots of admins and moderators. That means they've got a team. They've got some quality content. And they've got some high engagement going on. It's kind of like what I just showed you there, like hundreds of comments, loads of likes, loads of shares, people interacting. And they've got steady growth, right? Things are going in the right direction. Try to avoid a group where it's just the admin posting. You know, if it's just the admin posting and you're like, ugh, I've just got rid of some Facebook groups. I've let the weeds grow. They're overgrown and I've done away with them. I'm focusing on my school and it's looking good. Avoid places with spam looking groups. Anywhere that's trying to like sell you on some weird like crypto, Binance trading, like, it's not for me. And you can kind of detect these things. Don't get caught up in it. Your job is to be an observer. You're looking for certain things. Avoid these sort of like free-for-all groups where like people can just go in and post what they want and nobody cares. And look out for any group that's got low engagement. The comments in a thread. So somebody posts, then there's a bunch of comments. The comments are the king. This is where the action is for you. This is where the money is. And this is where you can have meaningful conversations without anybody bothering you. And there's some magic that happens in the comments of Facebook groups. Do you think you would be able to leave here today, type in whatever you do, look at groups, filter them by the best quality, high converting, and kind of join some? That's not a big ask, right? That's simple. That means you're not just doing stuff. You're actually clicking with purpose. You've actually got a plan, but your intention right now isn't to go and sell some stuff. You're not going to sell some stuff. All you're going to do is have meaningful conversation. Use the script that I'm going to share with you and go fishing effectively. I'm going to show you how that works in a second. Do you think that you could observe the behavior of the people in these groups before you do anything and kind of look for patterns? Like, hey, every Sunday in this group, they have a live and like that's a pattern, right? Do you think you could make a list of what's working in those engaged groups right now? Oh man, now we're doing things. We're not just doing like stuff. we've got a strategy unfolding here in front of your eyes that's created bazillions of dollars for people. Just you might overlook it because you think it's too simple. Do you think you could ignore the overwhelming belief, the doubt that you're not quite sure about, that these groups are just all oversaturated, spammy, and nobody ever buys from the group? Because that's what everybody's thinking. Facebook groups full of spammers. You've got to observe. You've got to look for the patterns. You've got to take notes. You've got to join the good groups. Don't just join any old group. And you'll see a difference. It's kind of like being able to walk down the street and stop to smell the roses along the way. Or just stomp down the street, looking into the future direction, ignoring everything that you pass. There are pockets of gold throughout all of these Facebook communities, all these groups. Do you think instead of thinking weird stuff, you could just identify in the group 5 potential future customers and just write down who they are, where you found them, maybe a screenshot, and then keep moving? Of course you could. Simple things. Because if you can do all of that stuff, you're ready for a spot of fishing. And when you start to unlock this and start to see this and understand the potential, you can work in the shadows and you're not exposing your business to being shut down, like a ads account gets shut down, or people commenting like, oh, scam on your ad because you've no proof and you've tried to do things too prematurely. This is just you hanging out in a community of people that you understand, people that you can serve, and opening some conversations, effectively going fishing in the right pools. That's simple enough for everybody to understand. Because I explain this stuff sometimes and people are like, oh, still don't get it. Does everybody get it that your customers, your fish, are swimming or active in these pools, these Facebook groups right now in abundance? Meanwhile, you're trying to do complicated stuff that you shouldn't even be doing yet because it's behind 4 gates. Everybody gets it, right? So this is the next bit. This is the magic piece. And when I get to the third one, you're like, oh, Danny, now I see it. This is insane. You already have the tools to catch 1 or 2 good, decent sized fish. As long as you're arc aware and you understand that, I'm at zero, need to have some conversations, need to have a structure in place, need to get orientated. As long as you don't overcomplicate it and you've got a Facebook account, you've got the tools to go and catch some fish. Here's some ways you can set up your tackle, your rod and your reel. I'm doing it with a fishing analogy, right? Here's some way that you can get set up properly so that when you get one on the line, it doesn't fall off. This is some stuff you should do if you've not already done it. And the guru will assume that you've already done this stuff, and then they try and sell you some stuff and you're like, oh, this doesn't work. These things are kind of essential for success as a Facebook fisher, right? Turn on professional mode on your personal profile. It's sometimes different in different countries or different localities. Some places, unfortunately, don't have it, but the US, Canada, UK, the majority of folks do. If you can't figure out how to turn on professional dashboard or professional mode in your desktop computer, go and look on your mobile phone app. Look on your cell phone app, right? Sometimes you've got to activate it on the phone. It's not immediately obvious. It can drive you crazy. Google, how do I turn on professional mode on Facebook? Watch a YouTube video, read it, right? But professional mode gives you some extra tools that will help you in the long term. It's not essential, but it's important. Another non-essential but important thing that will really help you, which costs you like $10 a month, is get yourself Meta verified. And that puts the blue tick next to your name. And some people think that's insanity. It does give you some extra benefits as well. What it prevents is people recognizing you're successful and then trying to create a fake version of you. Hopefully you never need that. This is kind of like just taking an insurance out on your fishing rod. Think of it that way. And it will protect you from, when you become successful, people trying to copy and imitate you. You might not need it. I hope you don't. But if you ever do, it's got fast support and it will get you unstuck. If somebody mimics your account, you can get them shut down. So hold those thoughts. The rest of it, anybody can do and should do. Clear out or push down on your own personal profile, the one that people can add friends with. Clear out all of the nonsense posts that are irrelevant to what you're trying to do. Push them down. So post new content that's relevant to what you're trying to do and what you're trying to sell. Set yourself a header picture and a profile picture of you. Don't have a cat. Don't have a knight in shining armor, right? Don't have some logo. People want to see a fellow human. And then stay relevant to your niche. Now, the good news is Facebook groups, some of them also accept Facebook pages. So if you're loathed to using your own personal add friends Facebook, you can create a page, you can join groups from your page, and you can use professional mode, meta verified, clear out the pointless posts, set your header profile, and all the things on a page as well. If you really want to go fishing like Major League, you could have several pages all in one group and they could all interact with each other if you think about it, but that's a little bit advanced for today. Get yourself set up properly. Professional dashboard. It shows you things that are useful and helps you go and find people who've commented. It helps you go and find recent mentions. It will even pay you for posting good content. Worth doing. Find out how to switch it on, and use the tools. Meta verified. Little blue tick next to your name. Anybody tries to steal your account or fake or do anything weird, you can report them to Facebook. You get some shut down straight away. And there's fast support and some other goodies as well. Make sense? Clear the way. This means when somebody lands on your profile because you've talked to them and communicated with them, the first thing they see is not a political view, a religious view, some total crazy BS, or you trying to like sell something weird. It's niche specific. It's maybe got some real world, some family. I post pictures of me and the kids from time to time. You're talking about your journey. What are you up to? If you're frustrated, it's got some good images, some videos, and some text. People make a lot of money from politics, religion, BS, and hard selling. It's very polarizing. It can attract a lot of negativity, and sometimes it's worth a lot less than you think it is in terms of doing it. Now, you can respect your own views, talk to who you want, but if you're going to go fishing in Facebook groups, try not to give people a reason to not like you or to argue with you. Just keep it nice, keep it clean, keep it professional, right? It's your profile, do as you please, but these rules will help you clear the way. And then go and get yourself a picture of you. It's like, hey, I've got a microphone, so I must be doing some kind of online thing. And above, use that header space to talk about the things that you're doing. I change this regularly. So at the moment, I'm supporting Deep Frame Movie. I've got my Arc of Success, got my new AI group. There's like a Top Gun inspired one for my school group, which is kind of cool if you zoom in. And then there's something else on the end. All my stuff. I've got lots of stuff and I've passed a lot of gates. Put in big letters what you do and who you help if you don't have a lot of stuff. Well, one way or another, make it easy to understand and real, and you won't go wrong. Tell people what you do. Sales, marketing, AI, success, pretty much sums it up. Join the school. And then there's a bunch of posts that just help people do things, usually for free. Every now and then there's family or travel or Christmas, whatever it is, out and about. But keep it real, and people will resonate with real. Think about it this way. If the Facebook group is the pond or the lake or the ocean or the river, your profile or page is the fishing rod. And you need your fishing rod set up properly so you can reel in your fish. Reeling them in. Does that make sense? Everybody getting this? And it's not difficult to do, and all the tools are free. Do you think you could be ready to fish in the next 24 hours with what I've just showed you? Put a 1 in the chat. You can change your picture. You can sort out your page. Maybe do professional mode and get better verified. Might take a little bit longer. But you can definitely have a tidy up and just look at, like, what are you actually presenting on your Facebook page, right? Everybody can do that, and it's free. It's totally free. It's free. You're getting it, right? I didn't say you will know how to fish in 24 hours, but you'll be ready. I remember the first time I ever went fishing, and my buddy Anthony, he brought me my first ever fishing rod, and it was broken at the top, and he said, look, this is the only rod we've got. It's a sea fishing rod, even though we're going in the pond. You've never been before. You don't know what you're doing, but there's your rod. And I was like, oh, I've got a rod. This is the best thing ever. And we strapped those rods to our bikes, and we rode for miles. And we went to this, like, crappy pond where there probably wasn't even any fish. We didn't catch anything, but we had an amazing time. That was my first introduction to fishing. A few weeks later, my other friend Ricky caught this huge, big fish, this big tench, and I was literally hooked. And then fishing became an important part of my life. It takes a while to learn how to fish, right? You won't learn unless you're out there doing the thing. And these Facebook groups, it's so scarily similar. If you just think about, oh, where are they? Where are they feeding today? Are they in a feeding frenzy on somebody's live stream? How do I go and get myself in the right position to lure them in, to use some bait to attract the fish without getting banned from the fishing lake? Right? And I just mentioned it. Next up, we're going to need some bait, right? We need to, how do we get these guys? How are we going to catch these guys? Right? Personal page is preferred. A business page that people can like is less preferred because some groups don't allow them. And the professional mode on your personal profile will allow people to follow you even if they don't add you as a friend. That means you can still keep your friends' feed separate. There's some Googling to do to figure out the differences, right? But it's not rocket science, and Facebook has got documentation to explain all this stuff. Personal profile people can add as a friend, and with professional mode, they can add as a friend and follow. Business page, they can like. A Facebook group, you can join. Make sense? The Facebook group is the pond. The profile or the page or both are the rods. Don't make it any clearer, right? I've only got 10 minutes. We need some bait. We need to go out there and be able to catch one of these fish. And this is where we have to handle the elephant in the room. Danny, I don't have anything to sell yet because I've not built my funnel and I've not made me software and I've not built this thing and I've not launched my book yet, or all of this course that I'm supposed to be doing, or my product and my services and all this stuff. Well, that you won't do because that's like over the arc. You've not even got through the first gate. So how do we deal with that? There's people on this chat right now that are like, sounds good, Danny, but I've nothing to sell yet. I'm not ready yet. You need to wind that in, just like you're winding in your fishing reel. The key to gate one is conversation. So even if you don't even have a product yet, you're just going to go fishing for friends, like-minded friends who like the stuff that you're going to sell. You know what you're going to sell in the future if you're building it, and that's behind gate number 4. Conversation is behind gate number 1. You've still got to use that to get through gate number 1. So you can't possibly be creating your product until you've had some conversation. So you need to do this. This is the reason why it's not popped off yet, because you're still trying to build that thing over there and you've not even passed like gate 1. Get on the arc, people. It's not here to like stop you like drowning. You know, you might fall off from time to time. It's to stop you falling off as many times as you have done and keep you centered on track and bring you back to where you actually are. Get that and you're like, talk to people, make friends. Cool. Now we've got some orientation. Now we've got some structure. Now we can start testing some stuff. Right? Don't worry about creating the product. chances are there's people in this chat right now who've created some product, and when they've actually come back to the real true zero, they abandon that product anyway. The cost of rebuilding is insane. You're allowed to not know when you're at zero. You know, the more advanced you're going to get, you know, the more you move towards selling, you know a little bit more. It's experience, it's proven. The script will stay the same and it will work with you and for you throughout. This is the bit where people normally freak out, right? This is the one thing that trips people up and it breaks the success sequence. Has anybody, put a 1 in the chat, ever heard of this thing called the blue ocean and the red ocean? Right? The blue ocean and red ocean. They're kind of illustrated on the screen a little bit, right? There's a red ocean and it's full of sharks and it's got all this chaos going on and it's too busy. You can't possibly survive in a red ocean. Anybody ever heard this stuff? But then there's the blue ocean, which is you can just go in there and do stuff. Anybody heard of this? There's books about it, right? There's people talk about it all the time in marketing. You've heard of it. This is the bit that I want to flip around a little bit. You might be thinking, is there anybody thinking this? That to be successful, you need to create your own blue ocean. Is there anybody thinking, oh, I still can't possibly be as successful as I'd like to be because I've not yet mastered this blue ocean thing? Anybody on that way of thinking? It's cool if you don't know either way. If you've never even heard of it, don't worry too much. And people say, oh, you're operating in a red ocean. It's never going to work. You need a blue ocean. Anybody ever like, you create your own blue ocean? Well, good luck with that, right? It's new. Ignore it. Don't worry about it. But this is the point. People will tell you that the red ocean is kind of like so busy and it's got all these sharks and everybody's competing for each other that the waters turn red with the blood of businesses that have gone before and customers that have gone before. And this place is just horrible and no one could ever set up business there. And what you've got to do is find a blue ocean. And then in the blue ocean, you can control it and you could be the only business operating there. And it's all absolute like bonkers confusion. You don't need a blue ocean. You just need a blue net. Or it doesn't even matter what color it is. You just need a net. Let me explain. The internet has created lots of red oceans for you. Facebook groups are red oceans. It's crazy in there. There's all sorts of stuff going on and there's people everywhere and they're all doing things. We're going fishing in the red ocean and there's room for you to fish. The red ocean is where all the customers are getting eaten by the sharks, but they're still swimming around. They're still buying stuff. They're still feeding. Some of your customers are sharks that are doing the feeding. This red ocean thing drive you crazy, right? You don't need a blue ocean of your own where there's just you on your boat waiting for customers to come. Where did you think the customers were going to come from? They're going to come from a red ocean anyway. So you've got to understand this relationship. This is how it works. Social media sources that you don't own, Facebook groups, YouTube channels, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok, all these different places, they're all red oceans. And you can fish in those oceans for free. I can't fish for that big carp for free, right? That I showed you earlier. Chris, you'd have to watch the replay, right? But I showed a big, huge fish that I caught. You can't fish for them for free. You have to go and pay all heap of money, right? You have to pay your fishing permit. Social media allows us to go in these groups and these communities and literally fish for free. The profile that you use to join these groups is your fishing rod. Make sure you set it up properly so it doesn't snap at the first hurdle. And don't get yourself banned. Show you how to do that, exactly what you need to say and how you need to do it in a second. Your blue, not ocean, your blue net could be your own Facebook group. It could be a WhatsApp group. It could be a school community, right? This is where you put your fish once you've caught them. So now we've got somewhere to fish. We've got a rod to do it with. And when we catch one, through the power of conversation, we can put them in our net. And if you can master this fishing game, you will make a stack of money. Your job, write this down, is to catch customers, also known as fish, from other people's groups without getting caught, also known as red oceans, and put the people into your own net. Some people have a mailing list. That could be your net. Some people have schools, some people have Facebook, some people have WhatsApp. It doesn't matter as long as you've got a place to collect your fish. And all you need to do while you're crossing the arc and you're passing the gates and you're getting your proof and you're building your product and you're testing stuff is feed those fish enough in your net to keep them alive while you're doing all your things and decide what you need to do with them or sell them. Does that make sense? This is like crazy, right? Simple. But the whole thing is simple if you allow it to be. Simple if you allow it to be. If you do it right, you're never going to get caught for selling in somebody else's group. Right? That's just weird. If somebody comes into your net, tries selling some stuff, you're throwing them out, right? All you're doing is what social media was designed for. Right? All you was doing is what social media has totally been designed for from the beginning. Having conversations. But we skip that and we do all this insane stuff and like you make no progress. It's like this is the most simple skill that anyone can learn. I'm teaching the people to fish, right? All roads don't lead to Rome, they lead to your net. And you feed the fish in your net until you've got something bigger to sell them or offer them. That buys you time, but you could be fishing from today, and it works at any stage of the arc. It's totally necessary that you do this to help you understand that you can, to provide proof that your thing is likely to work because you're talking to people, and to give you confidence. So if you're not doing this, you're really missing a trick, and it's harder to get through gate one. And it's better than paid ads because you don't have to spend any money. And the long-term strategy, with the one that gets people all the time, is little fish grow. So if you catch the little guy who has, no money, they can't afford anything yet, you pop them in your net, but that little fish grows and they follow everything and they like everything, they join every webinar and they come to everything. And even if they don't spend any money, they're growing. And you're feeding them stuff to allow them to grow. And you're nurturing them and you're supporting them and you're helping them be successful as you grow. At some point, they come back and they say, hey, I'm ready to start. There's 20 grand. And you're like, oh, cool. And you know each other. And it's almost inevitable. Sometimes it's a long-term strategy. Sometimes it can happen pretty quick. But would you prefer to go the short route with no proof, hoping and believing, or would you prefer a little bit of a longer time that it takes to get there with a big net full of fish that are growing? Every day they're growing. As you grow, they grow. You feed them some stuff, you do a live, you do a show, you give them a PDF, you do a video, whatever it is, they grow. Right? Hey, Donnie, what about the script? I said we'll be on for about an hour, right? We're just over an hour. Stick around. The same script that I've used for years. In the comments, in these groups, when you see somebody that you can help or you want to start a conversation with, they've expressed that they need help or they're stuck with something or they're frustrated or you just like them or it's a fellow human that you just want to interact with, when they've started some kind of thread, some kind of conversation, you can just go in the comments, absolutely free, and you can write, happy to help, or you could write, happy to talk this through. Don't write war and peace and a big complicated thing. Don't paste in some crap from ChatGPT. Just write, happy to help, happy to talk this through. That's the bit that you do in the comment. Everybody can do that, right? Right, happy to help in the chat if you can do this. Everybody can do it, right? Happy to help. That's it. Those 3 words. Some dudes in like India or somewhere, they ripped off one of my PDFs years ago, and then they turned it into a training and they sold it on some sites, and everybody was saying happy to help. It's the intention that's important. And there's lots of room for you to go in groups and say, happy to help, happy to talk this through. You're happy. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just a fellow human offering support. Everybody got that? Happy to help? Can see it? Can I see it in the chat? You're going to do this? Then the magic bit that happens behind the scenes in the direct message. Now, usually I wait for somebody to respond to the happy to help or happy to talk this through. Quite often that leaves them with only one response. Is like, well, tell me more, or where do I go from here? Or, you know, I've sent you a message. They usually send you a message, right? Give it a little while. You can write happy to help or happy to talk this through in the comments. Everybody else is fighting over each other, trying to sell some stuff. They're creating this horrible red frenzy, and you're just there cool. It's like, happy to help. I'm here. Send them a quick message and say, hey, I'm just responding to your post in whatever group. Happy to jump on a call or chat this thing through with you at no charge. Put the words no charge in the brackets. Right? Happy to help us. Right? We're happy to do it. If you, the minute you put no charge in the group, in the message in the DM, you immediately come straight to the list of like the short list priority number 1. Oh, this guy's going to talk to me and help me for like free. And now you're thinking, oh, but Danny, I need to sell some stuff. You need to have a conversation, right? That allows you to also do something cool. You can get on a call or in the DMs, in the messages. You can find out things. You can fix something for the person absolutely free. And then you can sell your thing if you wanted to. You fix something for free, they're going to love you, right? If you don't have a thing to sell of your own, you could present a solution. You'd be like, hey, man, I saw that Danny Walsh has got this thing that would really do what you needed. I can give you an affiliate link to it. Cool. Yeah, nice one. Thank you. That's helped solve the problem. Or you can just ask questions and listen. At some point in that conversation, you can also mention your free group or school or whatever, which is your net. People will also check you out on Facebook, and they'll see your picture and your header and your little bio and all your cool stuff. And they're like, oh, this person's really cool. You've not tried to sell anything. Always, always, always add them as a friend. Invite them to like your page if you're using the like page. And at the end of even the shortest chat, just say, is there anything else? Anything else I can help you with? People say give value. This is exactly how you give value, right? Let's go back. Find somebody who really needs help, who's frustrated, who you think, well, my thing that I'm developing or my thing that I've got available could really help this person. Happy to help or happy to talk this through in the comments. Got it? Next thing. In the message, hey, I'm just responding to your post in such and such group. Happy to jump on a call, chat this through, no charge. Got it? In the conversation, you could fix the thing and sell them something if you're ready, if you're at that stage, or you could present a solution, some affiliate link if you just want to say, you know, hey, take this thing, this is what I recommend. The most important things is you ask questions of them and you listen and you do your best. You form a relationship. And if you can't fix it right now, say, look, man, this is a bit much for me. I think I know somebody who might be able to help with this, and go and sort it out and then bring it back to them. Always mention that you've got a community that they're willing to, you know, maybe willing to join. If they want to come and check out the community, it's free. They can add them as a friend or invite them to like, and just say, look, even if we haven't sorted this out for you as well as I would have thought this time, is there anything else I can help you with? You're just rising above the red, crazy, blood-soaked madness that goes on in these communities, and you become one of the good people who they know, like, and trust. Go and ask any business coach about know, like, and trust. This simplest script has made me millions of dollars for my customers, and it will work for you. Now, there's a few other things that you can invent and you can add and you can chop and you can change, but the main point to all of this is you're having real conversation. And in reality, it costs nothing. It's the shortest funnel in the world because you don't need any pages. It's just comment, DM thing. It works at any stage of the arc. You do it from your phone, and it's the thing that's probably made me more than anything else. Example? Makes sense? Do you think, as my example, if you're fishing the right ocean with your rod set up as I've just showed you, you put some fish in your net that you can just keep them fed long enough on your knowledge, wisdom, and potential products for you to make some money? Does that make sense? How many people are ready to go and set up the rod and go checking out some Facebook groups? Even if you're not ready to sell just yet, you can at least talk to them about future products without any obligation. Now, I'll send out the notes and stuff in a second. Make sure you're in the school. We're talking a lot about the Arc of Success in the school group. It's school.com/Danny. So you can get access. I did a little video yesterday. We've got like a calendar. We've got a bunch of cool stuff going on. There's challenges. There's this weekly live. I'm always trying to give you value and share stuff. Everything's kind of compliant to the Arc of Success. Arc of Success. It's on Amazon, by the way. You can check it out on Amazon. Also, I've got something a little bit extra. I know I've gone over an hour, but if you want to stick around for 5-10 more minutes, I've got something extra for those who are serious about following the Arc, committed to getting this right. You want a bit of guidance and support, and you're ready to kind of start this sooner rather than later. If there's anybody that fits that bill, you just put a 1 in the chat and let me know. You said we'll stick around for a little bit longer. If not, appreciate you. If you don't want to like do it and you're not serious, you're not committed, you don't want guidance and support, you're ready to start today, join the school. I'll drop the notes in there and make sure you can get those and get the free stuff. If you want to hang out for a little bit longer, and I'll show you some extra things, and hopefully we can do something and we can help you get there sooner, right? So if you want to do that, we'll stick around. I was like, well, let's do it. If you want the treble hook, if you want any questions as well, you can drop them in the comments. WhatsApp, Facebook group, school group. I'm using school. School's my net. Welcome to my net. I've just invited you to my net, right? And I'm not keeping you captive. You can leave anytime. I think it's important to say that nobody actually owns the customers, and people can be in as many nets as they like, right? Make sure you're in the school. If you want the next thing, it's like you're serious about following the Arc, you're committed to getting this right, you want some guidance and support, and you're raring to go, you want to get it right from the outset, and you're ready to start with all your questions answered, then I've got something for you, right? So if it's worth 5 more minutes just hanging out and doing that, let me know. Yes. See the yeses in the comments. It was, let's go in. So let's have a look at this, right? So I want to give you an opportunity to work with me and understand how to use this easy pitch system, because once you're talking to people, you need to be able to sell some stuff, or you need to be able to move them to the next stage, right? And you need to understand this red ocean fishing analogy a little bit deeper, so you can go out there and you can make a fair effort of this, right? You can do this consistently. So I thought about this, and how do I do this? Do I do a thing in school or charge you monthly? It needs to be something where we actually spend maybe 3 or 4 hours answering the questions, going through the motions, and give you some specific learning around this, so you're able to understand the whole model. What I've given you in the webinar so far is scratching the surface, and hopefully you can take that, but sometimes information alone is just like, it's not enough, right? So I thought, well, what do I do? Can I do like a special? Can I do an offer? Can I do something that complements the work that we might be doing together, just to help you unpick this in an Arc compliant way? So I've put this thing together. It's not free, but it's worth like whatever money you're going to use and invest in this. So you stick around, you see it and how it works. You're welcome to log off, just go to the school, do the free stuff. But if you follow this and you come on this journey with me, I'll go deeper than I've possibly been able to do in the last hour. So this will be a lot of fun. What I'm going to do is I want to do this workshop, 4 hours. It's obviously worth a couple of grand, right? So if we spend, have you value today? If I'm giving you value today, we can go out for like an hour. So we did this for free. imagine where we can go in 4 hours if you invest. I can't invest in your dream too much unless you can invest in mine, because the lights go out. That's how business works, right? But I want to do an easy pitch workshop that takes this a little bit further forward than just like, what do you say to get them talking? How do you actually position an offer? How do you make an offer? How do you actually do a mini pitch in a way that you're not going to get banned, or you're not going to be feeling too salesy or weird? Because you're going to build up a net of fish. That's inevitable. But it's like, well, what do you do with these fish? And I've put a structure together that helps you to understand this, but it's possibly not for everybody. You're welcome to stick around for the, see how it works and make the decision. But if you're serious and you're like, man, I could just see myself doing this every single day and just grabbing new people, and then making an offer, this is for you, right? So hang tight. So what we're going to do is 4 hours workshop. We do it pretty soon, so I want to get this underway. And in that time, you're going to go through every single step of the process from different angles, different scenarios, real life examples, case studies, so you can see how it works. You can also help to overcome some of the objections you might get along the way. I also want to give you the guidance to go with it, right? So I'm going to give you the workshop and printed materials. So quite a lot of the sessions that I do, I have printed like materials that walk you through all of the things step by step. Everything sort of complements the Arc of Success. The book's like $12 on Amazon, but if you want the learning materials and the workbook to go with the workshop, so you really can see this and visualize this and work through the process, it's like the fastest college course you'll ever get. You go to college or university, you spend a year learning some stuff. This is like super fast. It's 4 hours. It's done in the morning. You've got the workbook and you've got very specific targets and tasks. That's a different level of learning than what I can do on the webinar, but it's available to you should you want it, right? And I want to give you some more things to make this better than free, if I possibly can do that, right? Does it sound good? Next thing I want to do is I actually want to give you a guide to the profitable fishing spots. To save the stress of having to go and look through lots and lots of different groups, I want to give you a guide that guides you straight to the places where the big fish are swimming. And I'm very confident and certain with all the people that I work with that I can get you into the right spots quick. Now, in the fishing world and the hunting world, there's people who actually do this. And they're like, hey, man, you want to come and catch like a biggest marlin? Then we've got the spot, right? You go on the boat, you pay the money, you go out, you catch the fish. It's kind of like that. And if I'm your guide and you've got the map and you've got the training, you know how to handle the gear, the odds of success are heightened, knowing that we're going to stay ARC compliant. So you get the Easy Pitch Workshop, you get the script guide, and you get literally a list of the hotspots. From there, we're going to set up the rod. So we're going to teach how to set that rod up, not just with the things I've showed you, but with a few other things as well, a little bit more strategic, and how to leverage things like multiple rods. In carp fishing, we use 3 rods. There's a concept called the tag team, which we would teach in this, which is something we use for great success over the years in lots of different groups. And when you see it, you know it, and it's a lot of fun. And now with the technology available, you can do this yourself. So you can actually fish with multiple rods in one pool, which is super exciting. So I'm going to show you how to set up your rod. And I've got a good buddy of mine who may or may not be on the program right now. He's actually got something amazing that we've been using that's related to what do you actually put on the hook. And I've twisted his arm a little bit, and I'm going to bring him into this equation as well. I've also got years of experience of knowing what to put on the hook. You've got to understand that I operate in groups that you don't see, with pages that you don't know. And when you see the examples and you see the scenarios and you see the earnings and you see how we hook people to get them in the net, this is different to what I could ever show you on the webinar, right? Makes sense? So you get the workshop, you get the guide, you get the profitable fishing spots, you get how to set your rod up and what to put on the hook all together in one package. Total value of this is insane, but I'm not going to charge you that, right? I just want you to commit to it, and then you'll see where I'm going to go with this, right? So from there, I want to give you the Arc of Success guide to keeping the fish alive for long enough. Like, what do you actually do when they're in your group? What do you do when they're in the net? How do you treat these folks so you can actually create a business around it? Make sense? And if you take action and you go all in today, I want to give you 2 extra things. I want to give you a strategy call with me, all about you and your business, a value of about $1,000. And I thought long and hard about this. If you sign up today, I want to unlock something that is super high value that you may end up investing in long term anywhere, which is the year VIP in the school group, which is currently priced at $4,997. It's got a lot of benefits. It's got a Q&A call. It's a whole year access. And I want to include that in this deal if you go all in today. So you've got to think, what's it worth rather than what does it cost? And if you think one sales funnel that we would build for some company might cost them $20,000, like the cost of this, value of this entire thing is just about $20,000. I could sell one funnel for that. So this is not even about the money. You'd still have to pay for the leads if I sold you the funnel. So then you'd be into $30,000, $40,000, right? It's not about the money. It's about what's it actually worth and where do you see this on the value scale? Because if you just had one conversation that counted or one big payday, it's worth everything, right? And if you could fill your net full of fish, they're your fish for life. So this is the skill for life. If you could go to carp fishing school and learn how to catch big carp and then be successful in all of your carp fishing career, would you go? Of course you would. Because the value that brings is far greater than you trying to go and figure it all out yourself. And I learned the hard way. You can do it the easy way, right? If it just gives you the confidence to cast, that one thing alone, knowing that the Arc is there to support you as well, is gold. And because it's Arc compliant and you've got that support and you know what to say, well, you figure that out. It's like, what is it worth? And I had a couple of choices with this. I could go like ridiculously cheap and try and get everybody in here and make this big group, or I could just stack a bit of value, give you the VIP in school, do some good handouts, spend some good time with you, give you the extra that I always do, offer you that premium service and limit the numbers a little bit. That's the option that I've chose for this because I know how good this is and I know where this fits and I know how many people we could possibly help. If this session caps at 3 or 4 or 10, I'm happy. This is a chance to get in, to go all in, and when the replay comes down, probably later or tomorrow, this won't appear again. It's a bit of a test on my side, and it's something that if we do release it again in the future, there won't be the school VIP and there won't be the call with it for sure. So there's a lot of benefit in doing that. You get all of this stuff. So you get the workshop, you get the guide with all the scripts in it. You get the profitable fishing spots, which is just insane. How to set up your rod, what to put on your hook, how to keep the fish in the net, and 12-month VIP to school. The school VIP alone is $5,000 a year, and it's the only way you can ask me questions really without becoming a client, which is typically $60,000 a year. So if I did you a crazy deal today, the whole program for the cost of the 1 year of school, then it would be a great deal, right? So you can get all of this stuff at $4,997. Or I could strike that, and if you can sign up before the end of the webinar and we just go all in and we get on with it, you can have all of the fun stuff and the year of school VIP for a one-time insane payment at $697. And you can get it right now on onescriptaware.com. It's going to be available for a very short time. If it's one person or everybody, that's cool. There's enough people on here to have a great group. You'll be learning with like-minded people, and you'll be the best anglers out there. You'll be doing the best fishing. No one will be able to catch you, and you'll be catching them. It's one of the coolest things that I can teach you because it will last you forever. And because it's ARC compliant and we've got that Arc of Success, it's something that will work at every single stage. So I'm excited for this one. If you are, let me know in the comments. Are you down for this? You want to get into this? We're going to go and do it. $697 US, onescriptaware.com. dead easy. Total value of it is insane. If you think about that school, don't be the guy who gets this chance now and then buys the school for $5,000, right? Don't do that. That's insane. And there are people in this chat right now who potentially would. If you're a client, you're already working with me. Some people I've already had a chat with, and I've said, "Look, man, when you see the thing, don't worry because you know we're working together." But if you're not in that catchment and we've not had that chat, this is your call to action to go and do it. So you've got a couple of choices yourself. You can go to onescriptaware.com, you can do it, or you do nothing, which is fine. And you can go to the free school group, it's school.com/Danny, and just take part in all the free stuff. But if you want to go deeper and you want to get started, and you want that bespoke workshop with the script, and you want the guide, and you want to set your things up properly, have the right bait on the hook, going out there, catching these fish, putting them in your net, you've got a big bag of customers that will buy stuff off you forever without needing like an email list or a funnel or a costly, any crazy stuff, right? You probably save money in the process. Plus you get the 12-month access to VIP on school as well, and the call with me. It's no risk. If you start this process and you get to the end and you've not had a conversation with anybody and nobody's joined your net at all, and we can't work it out and we can't figure it and we can't tip the needle in your favor, I'll give you your money back. That's the no risk part. But you've got to work it, you've got to try it, and there's not been a single soul that's not got somebody in the net. Put it that way. And I want you to understand the power of this from the outset. This is not something that you just do once. This is something that you do all of the time. And when you see the trends and you understand the patterns and you know how people work, you can literally cast in, reel in a fish, and turn it into money on the same day. It just depends on the stage that you're at. But I want you to be successful in this, and I want this to work for you. So I've got to give you that extra and that support and that guidance. It's onescriptaware.com. Let me know if you're in. Blake's in. Yes, Blake, let's do it. It's going to be super exciting. There's no risk here. Like I said, we'll sort it out. The cost, $697, Danny, $697. What's the cost of not doing it? And the fact that this is compliant with like Arc Zero, even if you don't have a product, it'd be a lot of fun. And if you think about it, you're just really paying for the workshop. Everything else is free. So it's a good deal. It's easy to access and it caters for every need. If you're worried about any issues or anything like that, you can talk to me separately. Money is obviously the number one driver. Is like, well, why should I spend money on this right now? Because it's going to give you the tools to fish in a certain way in forever growing, increasing groups, oceans of people that will buy your stuff forever. The cost of acquiring a customer with Facebook ads for a software as a service company can be upwards of $400 per one paying customer. So to run ads on Facebook and get somebody to put the credit card in and pay the cost of acquisition, and trust me, I've worked for some of the biggest companies in the world who do this every single day, and they can afford to do it and they're happy to do it. The cost of acquisition is $300 to $400. That means to acquire 2 customers, the hardware using ads will cover the whole cost. So would you swap 2 customers who might cancel next month for the way to get customers who will stay with you forever? It's like, it's a no-brainer, right? And if you write off your tax, then it's happy days, right? Arc Zero is a thing. If you've not left Arc Zero, then good luck. This will keep you on track, pull you back, stop you from buying things that you shouldn't be buying. If you go to onescriptaware.com, you get to understand this a little bit deeper and make it work for you so that you can get off the starting blocks the right way. And this is just going to stop you falling in the river, falling off the bridge every single time, because the cost of rebuilding, when you've found some shiny object and you've done this thing and now we got to this point and now you broke and you didn't believe it anymore and you've got to come all the way back, that cost of rebuilding is 10 times what we're charging for this. And this is giving you certainty and proof from the get-go, because it's powering the conversations that you need to have to leave zero. It's powering the conversations that you need to have to leave zero. That's critical for success and for your mission. there's no right time to do anything, but I'm confident, I'm certain, and I can prove that if you do this now, it will be night and day for your business in a month's time. It's what would you pay to do something the wrong way in rebuilding cost? What would you pay in ads? We've already discussed it. What would it cost you if you think about the money you would be making and you delay? Leave it 3 months. Well, in 3 months, if you could make 10 grand or 20 grand, that's like tangible. This can unlock that for you, then it totally makes sense. And it's not another course, it's interactive. We're working together, we're in a group. You get to leverage the other people's thoughts and ideas as well. And you also get instant access to people to have conversations with. So this is not a video course where you're going to sit down and you're going to try and watch it and just leave it. You're not ready for that yet. This is ARC compliant, conversation driving, no tech, no funnels. Do it from your phone, just with the Facebook account that you've got and groups. I'm going to show you how to fish, where to fish, what to use to fish, what to put on the hook, how to reel them in, how to keep them happy. And by then, you should have enough confidence and certainty to be able to say, man, I can do this. I'm getting good at this fishing, and you can go out on your own. That's what you're buying. And if you tried stuff before, you probably tried it at the wrong time. That's the thing with the ARC. You've never tried this before. Because if you had, you wouldn't still be on the webinar at an hour in. If you're ready to get started, go to onescriptaware.com. It will save you money in the long term. And the investment, the funding that's required to start this today is, in the scheme of things, compared to some of the other stuff that I know you've bought and failed with, is a steal. So you can click the button below, claim the exclusive offer, or you can go to onescriptaware.com and put the thing on the screen as well. So you can scan the QR code and make it super easy for you. It's already profitable if you're getting moving and you're already making money, then you're able to sell more stuff. And if you're thinking, man, I'm not sure, your old habits are kicking in. Let's get you on this ARC and let's get you moving once and for all. And, you know, we did a thing last week, and we had 20 people sign up for calls. I've been having these calls, and it's changing the whole trajectory of people's minds and the businesses. And people like, Danny, I just can't believe what's going on. How have I not seen this? There's people in this chat right now who's like, Danny, I just can't believe I've never seen this before. Once you understand where you are, there's only one direction you can go in. Change the old habits and let's have it right. And you don't need a great deal of time. You need to be in the groups 30 minutes a day. And if you're feeling this is like something that's overwhelming, well, that's cool. You know, you're allowed to be overwhelmed. You're allowed to not know. This is a support mechanism to get you there with help. So you're not buying something that you do alone that's going to leave you with more shiny stuff that you don't need. This is designed to help and support, even if you're the basic beginner, and get rid of some of the other stuff that we identify that is overwhelming. So we've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. Any questions, let me know in the comments. onescriptaware.com. I will put all the free stuff in the school group as well, so you can go and access that. You can have some fun with it. This won't be open for long. The bonuses will disappear sooner rather than later. If you're not sure that it works, I've got a ton of proof. I can show you the proof. We can go through all of that. That's all baked into the program. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you think you've been burned, so have I, so has everybody, and there's a lot of crazy stuff out there. This is built on conversation, it's built on proof, it's built on integrity. And the whole point of using this program is to stop getting yourself banned from groups or being seen in a bad light. Everything we're doing around this is around structure, it's around strength, it's around confidence, it's around certainty. And those programs that might have burned you, you've also got to realize that it might have been the right thing at the wrong time. This is ARC compliant and it works from zero. I'm totally confident and certain, and I've got proof that it'll work for you. So look, you're not ready, that's fine. Eventually, maybe the price might go up, or we might not bring it back. But this is the Red Ocean fishing package. You can get it at onescriptaware.com. Just go and check out that page. It's super nice. Something that we'll be actually showing off in the VCOD challenge as well, so look out for that. But if you're not ready, that's fine, no problem at all. Get the free stuff. A one-time payment for everybody who is 697, and all of you folks are in as well. Karen, hopefully you're in. Chris in. Williams, hopefully in. Blake's in. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to get started on the workshop. This has been a lot of fun teaching this and showing you these things. Any questions, let me know. One-time payment, 697, onescriptaway.com. Let me know the page is working. Let me know that you're on there. I'll play out with a quick video. Can't wait to see you on the next training. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys. It's Danny Walsh. Until next time, bye-bye.
Hey. We never should ask the question how. Nothing ever gets done when people stand around asking how. The times that we accomplish incredible things is when we make the commitment. Former President John F. Kennedy called a meeting. And when I was a kid, to illustrate that something was impossible, we would say, you have as much chance of doing that as the man going to the moon. John F. Kennedy called a meeting. And the meeting was set up to say that we're going to beat the Russians to the moon. And the question was asked, how are we going to do it? And he looked at Werner von Braun. He was a very brilliant scientist from Germany. And everybody was set to hear a long lecture of budget and the whole mechanics of what it's going to take. And he spoke these words, the will to do it. Just 5 words. How are we going to go to the moon? The will